Hello, this is Dreams with Jam. Thank you for joining me today. What we're going to be doing is the first episode in a series. We're going to be wrecking the valley and kind of showing how I go through the process of starting a rebuild. Episode 2 will be the plaza, and then we'll have the meadow, and then we'll have the forest. You know, we get so many new items from update time. Scrooge's gets updated, or premium shop, that's weekly. We need to figure out if we want to use those items and how in our current builds, or sometimes, as is the case here, we're just going to completely start over in those 3 biomes. My goal today is to kind of show you my process of how I do those builds, how I start, and then how the finished product will look like in all 3 biomes. So what we're going to do is break it up into a series, and I hope you enjoy it. If you do enjoy, please remember to like and subscribe to this channel. And if you like the content, please feel free to share it with others and give me a comment below of anything you might have questions about or comments you'd like to see in the future. So we're going to start in just kind of the process of deleting down, and it's painful to watch sometimes because I did really like this meadow build for fall. If you haven't seen that fall changeover video, I will link it in the description below, as well as the entry and exit videos. So you're going to see me deleting those out as well. Okay, so the next step here is going to be, I'm going to use the ancient vacuum to suck up all the flowers and any things that I placed on the ground like food or whatnot, and then go around, remove rocks, dig up the holes, and just kind of make sure that the biome is completely empty for building placement. Okay, now that we're all cleaned up, what we're going to start doing is figuring out the biomes that I want buildings placed in. So we're going to move the larger buildings around. I'm not necessarily putting them in the places they're going to stay, but we're going to just place them into the complete biomes that we want to showcase those particular houses in. Okay, so now that we've got the major buildings pretty much placed in the biomes I want them in, we're going to start pulling items out of our inventory, like these houses and things that we removed during cleanup, and place them into the biomes as well. Okay, so the next step is going to be going into each individual biome now that we've placed all the buildings, and then figure out roughly where their position is going to be within that particular biome. So one suggestion I do have is, once you've gotten your buildings pretty much into where you think you want them, I would suggest doing a quick walkthrough. You want to make sure that, the buildings, and it has a feel and ease to it as you walk through. And then what you can do is go and kind of zhuzh things around in place, or maybe something just doesn't feel right, and so you're going to switch it around. And then what I like to do is start placing some larger items decor-wise. So, like for instance, I want to use the plaza entrance buildings. I want to use one in the plaza and one in the forest. So I'd like to get those out and in place. And then I move to fountains. I like to do fountains and things before I do placement of paths. And that's just my kind of the way I like to do it. Those are, in my mind, considered central visual items. So I like to get all that in place before I think I want to move on to path. Okay, so now that we've got pretty much all the buildings in place, like I said, we're going to do a really quick walkthrough. Nothing, this isn't a tour my valley kind of section. This is just me, again, making sure that I like where everything's at, and then doing some more updating as I see fit. My goal with this build was to make sure that I had some residential buildings and castles kind of all sprinkled together with the commercial buildings. I didn't want it to be like, this is my castle section, this is my housing section. I wanted it to feel more organic, more practical, as you would for any kind of other town that you visit. you have a townhouse next to a bookstore or whatever it is. So that was kind of my goal in this decorating project. So you'll see me now, I'm going to zhuzh things around and kind of change it up a little based on my walkthrough. Okay, so now we have all our buildings and bigger furniture pieces in place, and we're going to go on to decorate the plaza in episode 2. I hope you'll join me for that. It's really exciting, and I'm excited for you to see it. So, I appreciate you coming and watching this whole video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and keep on dreaming.